time to wake up.
Starting with level 1, autopilot. This is where most people are, but it's not their fault since nearly all of us were born into this path. When you're a child, your parents tell you what to do. You go to school, the teacher tells you what to do. You go to work, the boss tells you what to do. So when do you take the wheel?
Hey man, help me with this.
Hey, help him out there, bud.
You have free will. Cripple this fool.
Everything has been controlled. When you sleep, when you wake up, what you do, when you eat. Most of us are a puppet animated by the external for as long as we have ever known. I mean, even to this extent. Can I go to the bathroom?
I don't know. Can you?
Yes, I can. You can call it education, but I call it indoctrination. It's a training to be in the low state of existence, the reactive state. The nature of being reactive is one where you lack free will. It's the animalistic urge. Feel anger, lash out. Feel lust? The state of being makes you easily controlled.
Oh, wow! Wow! Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth!
Wow, dude!
This is the mask that most don't realize they wear. That is until level 2, the system shock. One moment changes everything. It could be heartbreak, a near-death experience. For me, it was a profound psychedelic experience. Feel free to comment what it was for you.
How are you today?
I don't know. I just feel empty.
It looks like we are all out of time today.
Okay.
Wake up, sweet prince.
Huh? Wait, what? Oh. You might start to feel crazy, and many do in fact go crazy since not all system shocks are natural or light. When the foundation isn't set properly, this doesn't shake you, it shatters. When you run into things like the idea that nothing is real, not even you will lose it. If you don't understand it, that is. Which I have been there personally until I integrated it, and now I do get it, which I'll explain later.
Hey man, you're not real.
Huh? You start questioning your own motives and what causes them, why you want what you do. You'll come to learn what's most important. And many people only come to this conclusion when faced with the end, and what you often learn in a paradoxical way is that you aren't important, at least not in the way the world would like you to see it, like celebrities, status, and so on. Just another day with a beautiful oh my god. I've wasted my life. And then this is when level 3 arrives, the shadow. This is the part that is often ignored, the dark night of the soul. It's the removal of all the internal scars, which ends up being a whole beast of its own for you to fight. Depending on the severity of all that is false in you, this process can take years, decades, or even your whole life, since it's commonplace to damage yourself more through unconscious action, which is much easier than being awake to heal. You know what? I'ma change and face this beast. But what are these internal scars? Some are very hidden and some are obvious. An obvious one might be an addiction, substances, video games, or maybe even social media, something physically tangible. This is where most people start. Once you lose the vices, that's when the deep internal work can really start.
I've stopped taking all substances and now I don't get invited to do things anymore. All I got is the trees, I suppose.
Not me, bro.
Huh? Oof, ow. Oh.
Shut your fucking mouth!
A more hidden one is only being praised as a child when you succeed. For example, you get good grades, your self-worth is validated, but if you get bad grades, you get punished, which in adulthood can lead to being a workaholic or burnout. It positions a person to only be able to work with external validation, and the person never learns self-validation, which is one of the many self-soothing pieces of a healthy adult.
You were 2 minutes late to work. I'm gonna have to take away your employee of the month.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
As the shadow inside you shrinks, you find yourself at level 4, reality and flow. Cause and effect control all things. For everything that happens, something triggered it. Let's use the lottery as an example. Here's the guy who spins the handle to pick the numbers. This morning he got into an argument with his wife.
I ate your leftovers that you were saving for breakfast.
How dare you? He's still thinking about it, but he's got a job to do. He grips the handle, spins it just a little harder than usual. That 1 extra ounce of force causes the balls to bounce differently. Different angles, different order, a different number. So who changed the lottery outcome? You might say his wife, but it's actually even deeper than that. What exactly caused that argument, and so on. The chain never ends until the start of time.
100,000 years later.
What's even the point of any of this? I don't want to eat a micromeal again. Almost sounds like we lack free will, right? But the cause and effect chain ends once you leave the reactive state. Once you stop reacting to everything, free will begins to unfold. Let's say you get stuck at 2 red lights in a row. The odds of it becoming everyone seems to go up significantly, doesn't it? Why? Because you're reacting to it. What you react to, you attract to.
Tudo é moon, meu amigo. Eu quero tudo é moon.
Yes.
Bogdanov, idiot.
Il porte.
You went to all in.
Dump it.
Now this is where I might lose some, but it will be a revelation to those who follow. Level 5, the Prophet. You've healed internal, autopilot is off, you are no longer the reactive one. The universe is. The law of mentalism, as within, so without. Most think we are minds inside of a world, but what if it's the other way around? The world is a reflection of our mind. Most would deny this instantly, but when you start to accept it, life gets strange very quickly. Let me ask you this, how did Jesus turn water into wine? Because he fully believed it to be wine himself. It's in the knowing, not the hoping.
Oh yeah, sure. Then I believe I'm a billionaire.
Okay, can I borrow $10,000?
What? No way.
What, is 10K too much for a billionaire like yourself? Synchronicities. Now this is an ever-expanding thing as you wake up, but let me paint it from start to finish so it's understood. So at first you might notice subtle things. Maybe some repeating numbers keep appearing, or maybe someone reaches out to you the moment you think of them. But at the start it's tame and even dismissible. That is until it gets louder. God, show me a sign.
And, at some point I realized you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
No.
Very cool, Dwayne Jr.
Not that
Anyways,
sign. The way I see it, there's a path laid out for everyone to ascend this level of reality. Well, it's largely ignored due to its extreme difficulty, since it requires selflessness to such an extreme degree. There's 2 paths. The path of compassion, let's use Jesus here as an example. When Jesus was hung on the cross, what did he do? He forgave the ones killing him. His compassion for the world outweighed his extreme pain. In the path of mind mastery, let's use the Buddha here. This is technically mental self-elimination. It's pure detachment from individuality to return to the pure awareness that is God.
Ow!
Whoops.
Hey, it's okay, man.
If that wasn't hard enough for you, then this will be. The ability to surrender to the path. I'll use the map of consciousness to show this. In my experience, the hardest part is the removal of fear and shame. That is until you manage to severely reduce it and find yourself at the upper limits of reasoning, and you find the intellect was just another glass ceiling.
You see, my beliefs are this because of yada yada yada.
And here we are at the end of the Prophet's journey, and the end of life in a body. But don't think you'll be alone in transcendence. There are souls on the other side. Level 6, Disembodiment. We must be ever so careful of our ego's need to group and label things. To use the egoic perspective to describe this is limiting, but it's what we have to play with in our realm of understanding. Men and women are biologically different, and that's okay.
Wow, you misogynistic, right-winger, fascist, red-pilling incel?
At this point, it's a given that God is the very energy forming all of existence. To paint this simply, let's use a filter as an example. So everything that ever exists is the energy of God running through a filter. We have dynamic filters and static ones. A dynamic filter is anything we'd call conscious and internally evolving, while a static filter is something without actionable consciousness. Only externally evolving, like a rock for example, will erode with time but will never get up and walk. Wow, this is beautiful. Awaken. The space of pure energy. Well, the Earth at its basis is pure energy, meaning all matter is energy. This energy has different states of rules. For example, the solidity of something is dependent on many variables, one being its vibrational state, solid, liquid, or gas. But now imagine if you could mentally change the molecular structure of what you're looking at with your mind. You could change it beyond a restricted period of elements. This is what the 4th dimension is like. Turn to gold, turn to gold, turn to gold, turn to gold. Wow.
A few moments later.
Wow, this is actually like really lame. The limitation of static form isn't needed at this point. I'll ask you to imagine the craziest chair you ever could. Maybe you thought of a king's throne, but that's limiting. The environment isn't as separate from the individual in this dimension, and the mind becomes reality, so if thought becomes reality instantly, how long will it take for you to start imagining things well beyond the 3rd dimensional concepts? Okay, craziest chair? Got it. Okay, now what if I made it conscious?
Sit on me.
Okay.
Yeah, boy!
Restart. Entities are a strange thing because unlike humans, their personality isn't ego-based like most humans. It's more like an essence, just like we were before nature and nurture took a hold of us. And our perception of them is purely colored through egoic reaction. I had one tell me the truth in a very harsh way, and back when I experienced it, I thought it was evil. But after many years of integration, I realized my ego was challenged and I painted it that way. They can't hurt you, but your reactions to them can.
You really shouldn't think you know it all.
Stop.
Okay, listen here. Welcome to eternity.
The vast majority are of a benevolent nature just due to the nature of ascension, with a non-attachment to the animalistic nature means no fear of death, no holding of resentment, and no solidity in the self, so there's no need to defend the self. Also, when you become acutely aware of the fact that they are you and you are them, what's really the point in being hostile? A back demon!
Dude!
I said back!
I'm literally you.
But what is this all pointing to in the end? Level 7. God. It's all coming from the source. There's just so many different roles God fills that this has gotten so convoluted we've forgotten where it even started. So when people say we are one, all they mean is that when all the filters are gone, all that is left is the one and only God. Wow, look at that beautiful stream. I wonder where it starts. Reality is constantly flowing in perfect order. It's just oftentimes we aren't capable of seeing it, mainly because it's flowing downwards through the dimensions, from unity of God to separation. And where we are on Earth currently is quite separated by our perception. To look from above, it's so clear, but to look from below, not so much. Look at that ant scavenging for food. Look at, I'm gonna give it some.
Dear God, what's this?
When you realize it's just you, the only proper move on the board is love. The golden rule, treat others how you want to be treated, and me personally, I'd click on this video right here.